Hey budget friends, it's Steph with Stefsonabudget. Welcome back for another video. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at our August debt update. So we're going to see what the numbers look like as far as payments, how did we do on our current debt snowball, and what are we taking into September as far as debt goes. So let's go ahead and jump on in and see what it looks like. I'm actually going to start with our emergency fund tracker. So this year we set a goal to add $1,600 into our emergency fund because this is something I want to continue to build on. And as our debt gets a little bit less and our interest gets a little bit less, I feel we have a little more room to start incorporating some savings along with our debt payoff journey. So that is why I am currently saving and paying off debt. All right, friends, let's take a look at how August went for building up our emergency fund. Not a lot of change here. Let me go ahead and just kind of flip it this way and we will do our best, okay? Okay, so pretty minimal as far as progress went here. Let's take a look. On August 13th, we had a bonus come in. So that is typically from somebody using my Ally link because Ally is the high yield savings account that I do use. And I really like it. I like the bucket system. It's easy to transfer money into and out of. So for me, it's working really well. So thank you again to whoever used my link. I hope that you are also enjoying Ally for your savings. So on the 13th, we had $50 go into this account. And you guys, I'm gonna try to slow it down a little bit this time. I had so many errors in this video last month that thankfully I have all of you to help point out all my mistakes, and I was able to go in and correct a lot of those. So this month, we're going to try to balance the mistakes from last month. So I'm gonna just try to take it a little bit slower and hope that I don't have the same errors. Okay, so $50. We also completed a savings challenge in August for our emergency fund, and that was for, I think my pen is just had it, y'all. Let me grab a different one really quick. Okay, and that savings challenge was for $60. So not too shabby, 110 going into our emergency fund. I've got you zoomed in, so let me make sure you can see this calculator. I'm gonna go ahead and move it right here. Actually, let's try this. Boom, that works. Okay, so I corrected my mistake here. I had way more money. I thought I had more money than I did because I had a math error. So we ended July at $1,459.09. Our goal is $1,600. So we're going to add 50 to that, which is going to be $1,509.09. So let me update that real quick. Okay. And then another 60 on top of that is going to bring us to $1,569.09. So we are just dollars away from that $1,600 goal. I had a great question in my July video asking if I was going to kind of change up my savings once I hit this $1,600 goal. I actually think that is a fabulous idea. And so you guys know I have my emergency fund savings challenge binder. Those challenges that I set aside were the $1,600, but we've also been adding in interest and bonus and counting that towards our total. So I might go ahead and shift, once we hit 1,600, I might shift the remainder of the savings from that binder into something else, maybe debt, maybe a certain sinking fund, or I might just continue to, exceed our $1,600 goal. I'm still kind of thinking about it, but it was a great suggestion or thought or question, which is why I don't mind and I enjoy sharing this kind of stuff with you because you guys help give me ideas as well, which is awesome. So we're at $1,569 we have added. I was way off on my money. I had already miscolored to begin with, and then I was off on the amount, so then I really miscolored. So I'm gonna drop the cents. We have $15.69 saved out of $1,600. Each of our icons is $16 a piece. So I should be at 98 icons. Okay, so this is 90, 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can color in two icons, and I am going to make sure that I don't like overcolor here. All right, you guys, 2 colored in. I feel like my math is accurate today, and since we colored so far ahead last time, it saved us a little bit of time this time, I suppose. So we are 2 icons away, and if we double check ourselves, 1569 plus 16 brings us to 1601. So there you have it. We are on the right track. That is our emergency fund savings so far for 2025, you guys. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into the debt portion. So I have my overall debt picture. I started with 6 debts, not including my mortgage, so 7 including my mortgage. We have paid off 3 and are on our way to paying off our 4th, hopefully. And then we will have kind of our bigger vehicle and mortgage debt. So we are officially working on our last credit card debt, you guys. And then after this, all we have is vehicles as far as consumer debt goes. Okay, we are currently working on our last credit card. Like I said, our starting balance for 2025 on this card was $7,579. It is at 0% interest until March of 26. The minimum payment is significantly different. I don't even know what it is at this point because it just keeps dropping every month as I'm continuing to pay it off. But originally when I started it, it was at $76. When we officially started this debt as the debt snowball, the balance as of May 23rd was $7,179. And again, 0% interest. We ended July at $4,933 for a balance. Our original goal for 2025 for this debt was to get it down to $2,000 by the end of the year. At this point, we've been making good progress, and I have shifted that goal, and essentially I have a new goal of this is gone by the end of the year. But just to give you an idea, when we first started the year, the goal was to get it down to $2,000, which was about $5,500 paid off. So let's go ahead and take a look at our payments for this account. All right, friends, in the month of August, now last month, I realized I have opportunity to make 4 payments in a month on this account. And last month I exceeded that and it wouldn't let me make any more payments. So this time I kind of like hoarded things together so I didn't run out of payments. And we have 3 payments we made. So on August 2nd, we put $312. And that was a combination of our debt snowballs that are in the budget and I believe our minimum payment, okay? Then on August 9th, we made another payment for $607. And that was a combination of our debt binder and minis. So we're finishing some savings challenges essentially. I didn't do a good job of tracking exactly how much from what this month, so I am kind of making a bit of a guess, but typically the money for all these payments comes from debt snowballs, from paid off debts that stay in the budget, mini savings challenges, our debt binder savings challenges, and then of course our minimum payment. On the 26th, we made a massive payment of $1,114, a majority of that coming from our debt binder and our debt snowballs. So I'm just gonna kind of note those there. All right, let's do some math. Pretty exciting as far as payment went. So we ended again at, we started August at $4,933 minus 312 brings us to 4,621. Okay, minus 607 brings us down to 4,014. Minus $1,114 brings us down to $2,900, you guys. So this is our current balance going into September on our last credit card. Again, you guys, we had a goal to get this to $2,000 by the end of the year. So we're $900 away from our original goal. And now we have a new goal of just getting it all gone all together. Okay, so that's where we're at for our current debt snowball. So if we flip on over to our tracker, we're gonna take the $7,179 and take away the $2,900, which means we have paid off so far since May $4,279 to this account. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this number and divide it by 72 because that's how much each rose is worth. So I can color in 59 roses. I had a mistake on this tracker last month as well, you guys. Like I said, lots of mistakes last month, so trying to really pay attention this time. So I went ahead and corrected my mistake. I didn't color in enough last time, so at least it wasn't like I colored too many. But we are going to now be where we can color in 59. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 59 minus 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, and then 5. So we can color up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can color up to here, you guys. So this is our progress for this month. So let's see, yellow, red, yellow, red. Let me go ahead and just mark this where we're gonna color into so I don't forget. But one thing I realized I forgot to do is let's flip over here. So we started at 4,933 and we got down to 2,900, which means we were able to pay off $2,033 to this debt in August, you guys. Whee, that is crazy, crazy amount of money. All right, let me go ahead and speed you up while I color in this tracker, and then we'll take a look at our debt overall as a whole.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh.
All right, friends, we did it. My coloring is not the best because my hand was starting to hurt, but I am super excited to see the progress. Let me back up really quick too, you guys. Everybody likes to ask about the trackers, so I'm forgetful sometimes to let you know where they come from. This I just created for myself. It's not my Etsy or anything like that. And then the doodles page I got from Debt Free Charts. This also created for myself at the beginning of the year. This debt tracker is in my Etsy shop. This debt coloring chart is in my Etsy shop. So I usually have everything linked down below if you see anything you're interested in. Now you're probably realizing I like to see a numbers tracker, and I also like to see like a coloring tracker just for the different visuals. It's nice to see the number, but then it's also nice to like look at this and be like, holy cow, I'm over halfway done with this debt payoff. So that's super exciting. I also misspoke when I first started. I forgot, well, I didn't forget. I guess I did and I didn't, but in June we added a little bit of consumer debt. So once this is done, we still have my husband's new cell phone to pay off. So we're not quite there. I'm just in the habit of what I started the year with. All right, this debt snowball tracker, this one is tracking our debt overall, so all of our debts on one sheet. And I can't remember the name of the Etsy shop, but it is linked in the description below, you guys. And she's got several different versions. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at our numbers. Whoops, sorry for the bump. Our numbers for August across the board. Let me just make sure I didn't bump you too far out of frame there. Okay, so looking at this tracker, I'm gonna fold this up again, okay, friends? Okay, so City 1, we paid off in February. City 2, we paid off in March. Student loans, we paid off in May, and now we're working on this credit card, and we are still plugging away. So in August, we paid $2,033 towards that debt. We just looked at that, and that brought our balance to $2,900 going into September. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Almost halved it, not quite. Okay, then we have my Subaru, $458.31. So we just made the minimum payment there, and that new balance is $18,777.71. A lot of sevens. Okay, same thing on our other vehicle. We paid the minimum payment of $1,012. And that brought us down to $42,413.39 going into September. Okay, this is that new debt that I keep forgetting. So we made the minimum payment $62.45 towards this, which brought our balance to $1,311.65. So this is no interest, you guys. It will never have interest unless I just don't make the minimum payment. Either I don't make any payment or I don't make the whole payment. That would be the only way I accrued interest, but it's not like a promotional period. It's just Apple, if you purchase Apple products with your Apple card, they allow you to do an installment plan where they just break up your payments over a certain amount of months. So again, this would be never have interest unless, like I said, I just didn't make a payment or something, which we wouldn't do, right? Okay, so looking at this, let me just check the lighting. It seems kind of dark. Okay, that seems a little bit better. Okay, so we've got all of our debts listed out. So let's go ahead and add up our debt totals now. All right, friends, so our current debt total is now $65,402.75. So let's go ahead and flip on over to the next tracker, and we're going to take a look at this one. So same thing, let me flip you around again. Okay, so this tracker also comes from my Etsy shop, and this one, you can see our total starting debt in 2024 was $122,819, you guys. In 2025, we started the year at $87,672 in debt, and as of the end of August, we have brought that down to now $65,402. So let's put the $65,402.75 in our ending balance for August, and our starting balance for August was $68,746.12. So if we take 68,746.12, that means we have paid off in August $3,343.37 in debt a lot of threes for August, you guys. So that is freaking awesome. If we want to look at overall for the year, let's put in that starting number of the 87,000 up there. And then we're going to take away the 65,000 from this month. And that means year to date, we've paid off $22,269.29. That's mind-blowing, you guys, mind-blowing. We crossed into the 20s as far as debt payoff goes. So I'm super, super excited about our progress. I'm just kind of speechless actually at the moment. So we've got 4 months or 1/4 of the year, well, almost 1/4, a quarter and a month of the year left, you guys. All right, let's take a look at our next tracker. So this tracker was to help me track our debt payoff goals for this year. And we had a goal to pay off $14,799 this year. And what that included was paying off City 1, City 2 student loans and getting Wells Fargo to $2,000. So only paying off $5,500 to the Wells Fargo. So out of that $14,799, we have $900 left of this, you guys. That's it. That's all that's remaining. Meaning of this amount, we've paid off $13,899 because remember, this includes having a balance of $2,000 on the Wells Fargo and it's at $2,900, meaning we only have $900 of this whole number left. So we've paid off $13,899. Holy crap, you guys. Divided by 148, that means we're 93% of the way paid off on this. Oh my goodness. Okay. These numbers are a surprise with me as well. So let's see, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90, 1, 2, 3. We can color to this box right here. And that's all we have left on this original goal. Let me go ahead and color this one in, friends. All right, you guys, there it is. We are so close. August was definitely one of our best months. If we look at our overall numbers, February was really good. March, yeah, one of our good months here. So we are really close on this one. This tracker again comes from Debt Free Charts. Okay, one more tracker, you guys, because you know I'm a tracker fiend here. It says savings, but this is debt payoff. So you guys know me, I'm a sucker for Harry Potter. I'm going to make it work. So this $3,499 is our tracker for the remaining $2,000 on this last credit card and the phone bill. So right now we are just essentially tracking the phone payoff on that minimum payment. And so we're at $1,311 minus $34.99. Whoops, $3,499 minus 2,000 minus 1311. So we've paid off $188 of this. So if I divide that by 35, no. Okay. So we have the full 2,000 plus 1311. Is that right? Let me go back. 1311 for the cell phone. So we still have a balance of 3,311. So if we take 3,499 from that, yeah, that's 188. Is that right? I guess so. Okay. So 188 divided by 35 means we can color in 5 squares. So we can color in 2 squares on this tracker. I wasn't trusting the math, you guys. Sorry about that. Okie dokie, so that is our progress on the $3,500 of debt there. And that is our August debt payoff, you guys. I am super excited about where we're at. So if I take you back to our current debt snowball, $2,900, I have decided, since we had a really good month of completed savings challenges for August that are gonna kind of refill our sinking funds, for September, I'm going to go ahead and I did this earlier in the year, I think in the month of April. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again for September. I'm going to plan to put all of our completed challenges, all the extra things towards debt. So our normal mini challenges and our purple binder that typically stuff our sinking funds, they're going to go towards debt for the entire month of September. So whatever we complete in September, regardless of what we originally said it was going to go to, with the exception of one or two things, and I'll explain that as we get into those videos, everything is going to go towards debt. So we're going to do like Debt Palooza 2.0 here for September, you guys, and see if we can't get rid of this. If not, get very close. That's my goal. I don't think we're going to be able to hit a full 2,900 for September, but I think we could get us in a place where we're set up that we could see this gone in October, hopefully. So that's going to be my plan. We'll just take it day by day, one day at a time, but we're getting close, and I'm really excited about our progress for August, you guys. All right, friends, that is going to do it for me for this video. Thank you so much for being here, your encouragement, your support, your wonderful ideas. This community is super fun and encouraging. So if you're new here, consistency, don't give up, stick around. It's a lot of fun. But thank you, friends, for joining me for another video. If you like this one, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to stick around, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.